Since its start in 2011, the world watched the war in Syria transform from an insurgency to a civil war. During this time, the Assad regime, dictated by Bashar al-Assad and assisted by Russia, has survived war, sanctions, and rebellion. Yet, in December 2024, they fell to a moderate assault by moderately skilled opposition forces. It was the last offense in a string of events that all seemed to fall apart too easily for the Assad regime. How could Bashar al-Assad and the Syrian army be defeated by amateurs? Well, after years of war, thousands of casualties, and other losses, the Syrian economy was propelled into turmoil. In 2011, the Syrian pound was 50 pounds to the dollar. By 2023, the pound had dropped to a staggering 15,000 pounds to the dollar. It was bad. Army salaries were low, roughly $20 a month, essentially toilet paper. These financial woes caused the Syrian army's morale to spiral even deeper into stagnation. And as a result, desperation reared its ugly head amongst the ranks in the form of malware. In the summer of 2024, a Trojan horse was quietly distributed among Syrian officers via a Telegram channel. The app, called STFD686, was simple. It masqueraded as a financial aid app from a well-known charity which was endorsed, so they believed, by the Syrian Trust of Development, a familiar institution overseen by al-Assad, Bashar al-Assad's wife. The app promised users 400,000 Syrian pounds, equivalent to $40 USD a month, for personal information such as their names, ranks, unit locations, and even Facebook credentials, which the app extracted via a phishing questionnaire. It's believed the information gathered from the questionnaire was used to identify sensitive positions of high-value individuals in the Syrian army, such as battalion commanders and communication officers. This ultimately allowed app operators to analyze weaknesses and strengths of the Syrian army's defense lines by turning the phones into real-time intelligence nodes with the help of SpyMax, a RAT, or Remote Access Trojan. SpyMax is an advanced and popular Android surveillance tool that was installed through malicious APK files after the soldiers completed the questionnaire. SpyMax includes features such as key logging to steal passwords, text message interception, data extraction from confidential files, photos, and call logs, and also access to the camera and microphone, allowing real-time surveillance of victims. Once deployed, SpyMax could record phone calls, track live locations, extract photos, maps, and even conversations between commanders, essentially turning phones into live streaming surveillance devices. With every download, enemy operators gain insight: which units were stationed where, what weapons were deployed, and even how commanders were planning. It's unknown how many Syrian army phones were compromised, but according to a story published on the same Telegram channel, it was found that 1,500 money transfers had been sent since mid-July. There were also other posts referencing additional rounds of money distribution. It's believed that the compromising of the phones is what's led to the mass confusion and catastrophe within the Syrian army weeks before the final collapse. On December 6, 2024, Syrian army units opened fire on each other after soldiers received conflicting orders from different commanders. To this day, nobody knows how the app fell into the Syrian army's hands or who the apparent creators and admins were of the STFD686. However, it was someone who knew the phones were a viable threat vector. Someone who knew they could capitalize on a mistake that the Syrian army had never corrected years before. In February 2020, a mobile phone left by a Syrian soldier inside a Russian Pantsir S-1 air defense vehicle was pinged by Israeli forces. What preceded was an airstrike. Things were blown up. It's suspected that the soldier responsible, a survivor by the way, may have been a double agent, source, or recruited asset and did not know of the damage he was responsible for. Nevertheless, designers of the Pantsir system have demonstrated in the Russian media how a mobile phone could indirectly or directly ruin your day if not properly secured. Nevertheless, it also appears that the STFD686 malware is only part of a much larger game of wits. According to a source, quote, Syria's interim leader revealed additional details about Operation Deterrence of Aggression, the name given to the campaign that ousted the former dictator. He stated that the planning for the operation had spanned 5 years and that the Syrian regime had known about it, but failed to stop it. This, he emphasized, is a matter of certainty.